Hey kids!
Golly gee, it's Rockin' Roger!
Gee whiz, he's the coolest cat east of the Mississippi. Oh kids, I wouldn't say that. What do you swinging kiddos have to say about rock and roll? Well, I say it's really fresh.
Heck, it's dandy! Ever since Daddy got a raise down at the shop, the entire family's got an increase in spending money. My allowance is 75 cents every Friday. Now I can hop on over to the corner store and buy an Elvis record whenever I please.
Who are your favorite rock and rollers, kids? Yeah, Elvis is really cooking, and don't even get me started on those Everly Brothers.
Especially the older one. He's got a real classy chassis. Even my mom can't help but to sneak a peek at the television set whenever he comes on screen.
And how do you keep your parents from cruising for a bruising when you tune in? The folks aren't too keen on the whole rock and roll scene. They think it's just music for rebels and delinquents. Personally, I think Mom and Dad are a little too uptight. Rock music is the hippest thing since sliced bread.
Right on, Daddy-O.
Well, Missy, I'm sorry to say that we don't have any Everlys for you tonight. But I think your brother will be pleased because we have Elvis Presley himself coming to our studio tonight.
Ah!
We'll be giving an exclusive interview right here on the Rock and Roger Show at 10. So stay up past your bedtimes and tune in. Hey kids, it's Rock and Roger. Today on the show we have an exclusive interview with the man himself, the king, Elvis Presley. But first, a message from our sponsors.
The following is brought to you by Spud Cigarettes, a cigarette for the man who smokes cigarettes.
Jackie, you're the one. You make bath time so much fun. Nothing like a nice bath to freshen you up after practice.
Sure there is, Willard. Try one of these new Spud cigarettes. Jane? Janie. Yeah.
Ah, well, thank you. Ah, well, that is fresh and clean.
Sure it is. With a touch of menthol, Spud cigarettes are tasting better than ever.
Now with the new filter, you can really taste that fresh tobacco.
Yeah.
Spud cigarette. Clean taste, snazzy box, great cigarette.
How are you young people? Tune in tonight for the Lawrence Welk Show where you'll see me, Lawrence Welk, and my interviewee, Mr. Elvis Presley. Yes, Mr. Elvis is quite a talker and he's talking to me, Lawrence Welk. So tune in tonight to the Lawrence Welk Show and see me, Lawrence Welk. Whoa! Look at those bubbles. Move back. Hey, what do you kids want? Get that camera out of my face.
So tell me, sir, what's your opinion on youth and rock and roll today?
You know what I see when I look at youth and rock and roll today? Huh? I see anarchy. I see rabble-rousers rivaling the social norm. That's what I see. I see commie socialists flancing their indecency right in my backyard. Back in my day, we had standards. Standards, mister. All this indecency, commie lies, total affronts to Jesus, all of them youngins. I hate them. I hate them, hate them, hate them.
Elvis, welcome to the show.
Thank you, it's a pleasure to be here.
So Elvis, who are your favorite movie stars of the female sex?
Well, I guess I like a lot of them. But I guess I like Kim Novak.
Now, what about the male sex?
Well, I like Brando's acting, James Dean, Richard Widmark. I like a lot of them.
Uh-huh. So, Elvis, I noticed in your write-up in Time Magazine that you like football. Do you mind telling the folks a little bit about that?
Well, I played tight end. Never made real good at it. But had a lot of fun. I like it.
So, what about your favorite recording, Elvis? Ever since you've been in the business, your favorite recording?
I appreciate all the questions you're asking and everything, but quite frankly, I cannot think and answer any questions on an empty stomach. Moreover, I smell bacon. I'm gonna get me the ingredients to the Elvis sandwich, the king sandwich, and the greatest sandwich that has ever lived. Oh, yes, indeed. Bread. Peanut butter. Strawberry preservative. And now we add the banana. And now to add a little bacon. Ah, yes, indeed. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, Elvis, now that you're satisfied and had your meal, what would you say your favorite recording is?
Well, that was a rather small meal, but I guess we can continue the interview. I guess I was the one I liked. Heartbreak Hotel, it had a lot of soul.
So, I noticed from the Hit Parade magazine and sales across the country that Heartbreak Hotel has been right on the top with the best of them.
Yes, that is correct.
So, tell me, Elvis, what's it like being on the top?
Well, it feels pretty good. Good like the Elvis sandwich. Mm-mm-mm.
So, speaking of the sandwich, do you mind if I have a little,
Yes, I do. When Elvis finishes, Elvis starts.
Alright, so, what's your opinion on this, rock and roll phase that's, going through the country?
Well, rock and roll's been in for about 5 years now. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that it's gonna stay, 'cause I don't know. I mean, you go away, right now it's selling, people like it, and it's good, but you go back years ago and you had the Charleston and vaudeville, and if you told people that was gonna die, they would have said no way. And look, you can't say it's not dead now. So maybe in 4 or 5 years, rock and roll will be dead too. I just don't know.
So, tell me about this unique style that you have. Where do you come up with the idea for it?
I'm a big follower of religious quartets, and they do a lot of rock and river spirituals, and that's where I got the idea for that.
So, now that we know where you got your inspiration, Elvis, can you tell me where the inspiration for rock music just came in general?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm comfortable talking about the personal inspirations of other artists, but as far as the genre is concerned, to get to the roots of it, it's a mix of a lot of things. There's gospel, there's R&B from some very decent African American artists. There's a little bit, even jazz, but where it really comes from, you have to go back to the 1920s and the rise of Western and country music. I think that's where it came from. When you get down to it, rock music, it's its own animal, really. But just in the same way a mule is sort of the old animal. Back when we lived in Topila, you had a lot of farms, and the mule, it's half donkey and it's half horse, but it's its own thing. With rock music, it is its own thing, but I guess the donkey could be like rhythm and blues, and the horse is country. And you mate the rhythm and blues in the country and you get rock and roll. I think that's what it comes down to.
Well, Elvis, thank you so much for doing this. It's a great pleasure talking to you today.
Thank God it's over. I gotta hit the throne. Ugh, that sandwich. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh.
Hello, Elvis?
Hello, sugar.
Well, that's a wrap. Thanks for tuning in, kiddos. And now on to everyone's primetime favorite, Lawrence Welk.
Hello, welcome to the Lawrence Welk Show. Oh, please, you're too kind. Oh, yes, a little bit more. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. So, now, ladies and gentlemen, tonight I'm so excited. For tonight we have one of my favorite guests, Mr. Elvis Presley. And let me tell you, I am thrilled to death to have him. Now, let me start off by saying... Yes? What do you mean Mr. Elvis can't make the show? Digestional issues? God. Surely Mr. Elvis wouldn't forsake a good friend like Mr. Lawrence Welk. I mean, apparently he would. This is ridiculous. I want to see this king of rock and roll like this. He thinks he can stand me up like this. I think not.
Cut.
Oh, you're cutting me.
Cut.
Do you know what the problem is? The problem is TVs. That is the problem. A mess. It is a mess. And all its ridiculous advertisements for alcohol, for cigarettes, for hand soap. Hand soap, I say. It's like having a little salesman in the house. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. You know what the problem is today? You know what the problem is? It's TV. It's TVs. That is the problem today in this whole decade. It's a mess. And the competition. Oh, these shows like The Honeymoon is The Twilight Zone. Lucy. I don't even know the name. My mother's a car. Oh, is she a mother or a car? Where did the babies come from? The exhaust pipe?
Mom? Are you in the car?
No, son. I am the car.
You know, this censorship. You want to censor something? Censor this.
Hello, viewers. I'm sorry to say that Mr. Welk has taken a leave of absence on short notice. He'll be returning in a few short weeks. In the meantime, why don't you call CBS and tell them which show you'd like to see in Mr. Welk's time slot? I mean, who else would you call? NBC or ABC? Thank you for watching.